All right, here we are in this mess, and I'm going to swap it out. So I want to make one 12 connector over there, and then a 4, and then another 12 connector on this side, and make that be all the connections that we need for the console, except for the radio ones, which will also be other types of connectors, just like this one. This is all the speakers. All the speakers are in one 8-pin connector. Now, this feed right here, this pink one, is a constant hot that's coming out of the back of the gauge cluster for the clock. And this orange one is instrument lighting. And there's 2 of them going into one connector, and I'm going to separate that, and I'm going to make that splice further back here somewhere so that there's only one connector, since I only want to put one connector on each of the solid contact tips for this 12-pin connector. So I'm going to start off with this one by removing this connector and putting the orange wire, which will be instrument feed, into one pin, the black ground into another pin, and this one here, which is constant hot, into another pin. Normally, it went into this connector right here, which has 2 grounds coming out of it, but I realized that you don't need a thicker ground on one thing and a thinner ground on the other. As long as it's a good ground, it's going to short out the fuse as it needs to. It's just a safety thing. This green one is power for the instruments, and this pink one continues on around exclusively to the back of the clock. Take it right here and over to this first connector over here to the back of the clock. That's the only thing that one is being used for as constant power. There will be another constant power later on. I can run that one separately because there will be one space open in the 12 position connector. So that would take care of what these are. But I'm going to first start making the connector on the car side, and then I will remove this and nicely put all these things along, and also thin out some of the wire gauges that don't need to be as thick as some of them are. Then this yellow one right here is power. It's feeding the, what is it over here? The side LED bars, which are not connected yet, but it's, the wire is already back there, and that's what this connector here is for. So there's already power to this connector, and it feeds the wire that's at the back of the truck. So that's what we're going to start off with here. Then this is for footwell lighting. This also splices out of this yellow one, which will be spliced in line with this orange gauge lighting feed cable, and run separately, and it'll just be taped up with a good butt connector right there, and I'll take care of that. This one's taken care of. Now we're looking at the wires that are coming down into this setup right here. These wires and these wires and these wires. This is 3 signal wires for windshield heater and defrost. These right here run for the power windows, are the blue and the red, and this over here, these 2 run the connector that's next to the power window connector, which is window defrost. I'm sorry, there's some other wires there. Let's see, what are these for? Yeah, these all go into the power windows. That's it for now.